I got one good question for you. Are you trying to raise your credit score 100 points in the next 30 days? The answer is probably yes. And you know me, I'm going to show you how to do it step by step by step. So with that being said, you already know what time it is. Let's get right into it. What's up, family? I'm back with another one. Hey, if you're new to the channel, welcome to the family. So in today's class, we're going to talk about how to increase your credit score 100 plus points in the next 30 days. Yes, in the next 30 days, I'm going to show you how to do it. I'm going to give you 3 actionable steps because you know me, I got you. I want to show you what you can do so you can go ahead and get this process started so you can increase your credit score and blow that thing up. All right, so grab a pen, go get some paper, and you know what you got to do. You got to get you something to drink. Woo! This is going to be a good one. All right, so let's get on the drawing board. We're going to go from a 0 to 100 real quick, right? So actionable step number 1. Now, in order to go 100 plus points, right? 100 plus points in the next 30 days, right? 30 days. There are certain things you have to do, right? There's certain things you have to understand, certain things you got to do in order to increase your credit score, right? Now, everybody's credit report is different. Everything's different. So to get on the even field and understand what you have to do in order to increase your credit score and see what you got, what's going on, you have to do this first. I want you to understand. I want you to understand what the banks are looking at. So in order to increase your credit score 100 plus points, I want to break down the 5 factors of your credit score real quick, right? I'm gonna break it down to you here real quick because you know I got to give you a little bit of education, right? Because you know in today's lesson we're gonna learn how to get this 100 plus points. So first and most importantly, you want to understand the FICO score, right? So I'm gonna create a little circle and let's say 35% of your score is payment history. So P, payment history, right? The other 30% of your score is utilization, right? 15% of your score is average age. So that's A, average age. 10% of your score is credit mix, right? So that's CM. And the last 10% of your score is we call new accounts / hard inquiry. So let's say it's new accounts, right? So you understand what's going on, right? Now you understand the FICO score. You understand what you got to do to increase your credit score. Now, I mean, you understand the breakdown. So I'm gonna break down this to help you increase your credit score 100 plus points, right? Now I'm gonna break down a point system so you can see what I'm talking about. So 35, the highest credit score you can have is, as you can see, I'm gonna break it down right here. The highest credit score you can have is 850, right? As you can see, and the lowest credit score you can have is a 300, right? That means you have 550 points to play with, right? So now that you know you have 550 points to play with when it comes to your credit score, let's do some math. I want you to do the math as well, right? So 35% of 550 is what? 192.5, right? That's 192.5 points, right? 30% of 550 is 165 points. 15% of 550 is 82.5 average age. 10% of 550 is 55 points, as we know, and the last 55 points, right? So you understand what you got to do. Now you understand the point system. You understand the FICO score. You understand all this, right? Now, in order to go from 0 to 100, right, in 30 days, here's one thing you can do. You know, I'm gonna go with 3 things, but one thing you can do to get to that 100 plus points is I'm gonna break it down. Hey, you saw the breakdown of points, right? You understand the FICO score or what's really going on. Now, what you need to do is look at your credit report and see what you're lacking, right? Now, if you don't, one thing, right? If you don't have a credit card, if you don't have any credit cards on your credit report, here's one thing you can do. You can go ahead and apply for a credit card, and there's multiple ways you can do it. You can go to a Tomo credit card, right? You can start now. We're under time, right? So Tomo is a good one. You can do Grain, and another one is Open Sky, right? Now, Open Sky is a secured credit card, right? So there's 3 places you can go to. There's multiple places as well, but we're under time right now, 30 days. So these 3 places, now that you saw that if you don't have a credit card, you're gonna be missing out on 165 points. So by adding a credit card, here's how you go ahead and improve that area of your credit score, right? And then increase it probably 50 points, 20 points. I can't give it because I'm not the, I don't know nothing. I mean, I don't understand that part of how much points, because everybody's credit profile is different, right? But if you was new and you just started, now you're gonna see your credit score take off, right? If you have no missed payments, everything is good, you're gonna see your credit score take off. Now, that's one way to increase your credit score, some points, right? Now, the second, another way you can also increase your credit score points is by adding, like, if you pay, I can't say this, if you're paying rent every single month, right? You can get that added to your credit report. You can go to Boom Pay, Rent Reporters, or Rental Karma, or you can do all three, right? You can do all three. It's up to you, right? Or Credit My Rent. There's many places you can go to. You can add, that's 4 places I just talked about. You can add that trade line to your credit report and backdate the history. So guess what? Backdate that history. What I mean by backdate the history is backdate those previous payments and add it to your credit report, and you're gonna see your credit score shoot up. Now, the reason why it's gonna shoot up because you're adding 2 years, because you can backdate 2 years of history of payment history onto your credit report. Not only 2 years history, also 2 years of age as well onto your credit report as well, and as well as a new account, and as well as credit mix, right? You have a mix of accounts. This is how you're gonna be able to increase your, hold on, I'm gonna break it down to you. I'm gonna show you something real quick. So here's what I'm talking about. So you can have a better visual, because I understand that people need to see what's going on so you can understand what you got to do. Now, 30 days, right? Add in Rent Reporters, Rental Karma, Credit My Rent, Boom Pay, adding these 4 accounts. Here's what I'm talking about. It's going to affect this part of your credit score, right? Now, payment hit. Now, a lot of people think it's going to affect the debt to income. No, and the reason why is because when you apply for a house, when you apply for like at least a house, right? They understand that you're making monthly payments on your rent. Now, once you're done, you can stop this and it's going to be done, right? It's going to be zeroed out. So, payment history. Now, add in 2 years plus of payment history, right? 2 years plus is going to increase your credit score right here in this part of the category. Average age, 2 years plus. Credit mix, right? You can see a new account. So that's four possible ways it can help you in a positive way to increase your credit score. Now, by adding the credit card, what I was talking about here is going to affect all 5 of these things, right? So if you don't have a credit card at all, where some people are scared of credit cards and stuff like that, it's going to help your credit score dramatically increase, right? And this is not just talking about me helping you remove negative items or showing you how to remove. This is just talking about the things you need to start adding and building your credit, right? So in order to increase your credit score 100 plus points, there's certain things you got to do, certain things you got to start adding to your credit report. So once you remove those negative items and start, doing what you got to do, this is what I'm talking about. So that's, I just gave you like 4 different places you can go to, right? Or 5 different places, right? But that's the second thing. Now, the next thing is, a lot of people have this, is adding an authorized user. And once you add an authorized user, oh man, right? So if you have a family member, if you have somebody like really close, tight, best friends, really, they have amazing credit, you can be added onto their credit card. You don't need their credit card, and it's going to help you increase all this, right? So now you get in 2 years, right? You get in 2 years, you can get 12 years, right? Or 10 years or 5 years, depending on what they have going on. Now you get their utilization, you get their credit limit, but make sure they don't have no missed payments. Make sure that, under 10% utilization. Average age is going to help this. Let's say they had 10 years, like it's going to put like 5+ years onto your credit report, right? 5+ years. That's going to help you. Credit mix, you're going to have different type of accounts, a new account. Now, it's not going to really affect this because it's going to affect it in a good way because you're adding a new account to your credit report. So this is I showed you 3 different ways on how to increase your credit score 100 plus points in 30 days. I'm not saying this is a guarantee that this is going to work, like you're going to get 100 plus point guarantee in the next 30 days by if you do those 4 steps, right? Or 3 steps, right? Or doing the things I just showed you. I'm not saying that's 100% guarantee. But what I am saying is if you put in the work and over time the work works, and the reason why it's going to work is because what you're doing is you're adding those positive accounts on your credit report, right? And in the meantime, as you're adding those positive accounts, you're removing negative accounts. Now, how do you remove negative accounts? I have a lot of videos explaining on how to remove negative items off your credit report. But if you're new to the channel and you're just watching, What you want to do first is go through my 7-step process, my 7-step framework on how to clean up your credit, right? Now, the most important thing is what you want to do is set up the credit bureaus. And how you set the credit bureaus up, you got to get my free secret letter. In order to get my free secret letter, the link is in the description. So grab the free secret letter, send it out with 2 forms of identification to the credit bureaus and set them up first, right? Now, watch some of my videos. You're gonna watch a lot of them, right? So you can understand my way of thinking, my process on how we do things, because once you understand this, it's just a matter of time when you start slapping everything off your credit report and you start seeing your credit score increase. Now, if you have any questions, drop them in the comments. All right, I'll see you in the next class.